Way of the Warrior is your MMA show online at facebook.com/wow show. On the phone right now, one of the guys who is going to be in the Heavyweight Grand Prix in Strikeforce, not fighting in heavyweight, but he'll be on the card. KJ Noons joins us. KJ, how's camp going?
All done, ready to rock.
Episode 3 of Uncaged debuted on YouTube. Very cool series that you guys are doing. Is that something that you like to do? Because I know some fighters really don't like when the cameras follow them around all through camp. Is that something that you dig doing?
You know, the camera didn't follow me around 24/7. It wasn't something like that. I just, it was really cool, actually. I figured, hey, why not do something where, people only get to see, the fighters just duke it out, and they don't really know, what goes into the 2 months of training. So I was like, yeah, come on, film out, come check it out, and we'll throw it up. So I think people are, I've gotten a pretty good response from it, and I think people like to see the other side of the training, and that hey, we got real lives, and we got we do real things too. We got families, we got friends, we do everyday things. There's a lot that goes into every fight.
Well, I think one of the more interesting things about the series, even though you're only 3 in, is you might be the most normal fighter I think I've ever seen on video.
Really?
You're just the anti-MMA fighter. There's nothing about you that screams crazy MMA fighter like a Brock Lesnar or Paul Daly or Kimbo Slice or even Nick Diaz. And I think with Zuffa pairing you two together, Strikeforce in the UFC, that's going to pay dividends as the fans gravitate towards people like yourself.
Yeah, man. I'm just regular, man. 2 dogs, fiance, chill, just go to the gym like it's a job, We travel and we train real hard.
Let's talk about your last fight against Diaz. A lot of people calling it Hairgate. You finally got a haircut for the Masvidal fight. What did you learn, though, in the Diaz fight that you're going to take into this and maybe get into that rematch?
I got to take some of the things I did wrong and try to become a better fighter, in this camp, and that's what we did. And we put together some nice things to just be a better all-around fighter and get better, And I think last fight, I always said that was my best camp. But now this is my best camp, So you just get better, fine-tune things, and want to put on a good performance.
This is number 1 contenders match. There's talk that Gil might jump to the UFC. Would you follow to the UFC, or do you want to take the Strikeforce Lightweight Championship first before you do that?
It's really up to the company. I just want to put on good fights and be the best, and I want to be champ. And whether it's champ here or champ over there, it doesn't matter.
Would you jump up and wait, though, if Diaz beats GSP? Would you want to take him on in the UFC?
Well, we'll have a third match down the road, so it just depends, wherever things go. I fought that at 170 that one time on short notice. So as long as I have the right preparation to lose the weight or gain the weight, I think it's not too big of a deal,
How did you feel at 170? Is that something that you think you'd be comfortable doing for a bit if you had to?
Well, the thing was, it was kind of in a short amount of time. It was like, 5.5, 6 weeks. I fought 155 and I jumped up to 170, so there wasn't the proper time to gain the correct weight. So as long as I have the right weight, I think it's fine. But as far as going up in heavy weight, I broke my hand. I was walking around 200 pounds, a fat boy. I fight 155 now. So, fighting at the upper weight, who knows what the limit is? Do I actually want to fight that weight? No. Can I get that big? Yes. Just being able to do it the right diet is the best way.
Taking on Jorge Masvidal, it is this weekend. The Strikeforce Heavyweight Tournament continues. KJ, who are your picks for to move on to the next round of the Heavyweight Tournament? Who do you like in the first 2 fights that are coming up Saturday night?
I like Josh Barnett. I used to train with him a long time ago, and I like the way he moves. He's just very good all around. And I'd like to say Alistair.
Do you think Brett's going to be a bit overmatched? Because a lot of people who may not be as familiar with Josh may not know exactly how brilliant he is as a fighter, and it just doesn't seem like Rogers has a lot to offer in that fight.
Well, Rogers has power and size, and, it's heavyweight, so you get clipped once, it's good night. But Josh, I trained with him in the past, and this guy moves like a lightweight, and he's a heavyweight.
Yeah, he moves a lot like, to go back to this past weekend, he moves a lot like Dos Santos kind of does, so I fear that Brett Rogers might look like Shane Carwin by the end of Sunday morning.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough for Brett, but he's definitely got the power, the power and the size. But Josh has that. He's got that skill. He moves like a lightweight.
It is this weekend. The Strikeforce Heavyweight Tournament Grand Prix continues. KJ Noons taking on Jorge Masvidal. #1 contenders match for the Lightweight Championship in Strikeforce. KJ, have a wonderful rest of the restful week, and then we look forward to you taking the W home on Saturday night.
Hey, thanks for having me on. If people want to check out those video blogs, KJNoons.com or the Twitter, KJ Noons, or Facebook or YouTube, I'm sure you guys have it on your stuff.
Absolutely. Is there going to be another one, or is the third one the end of it?
No, there's going to be a fourth one coming out, I think, on Friday or Saturday with the weigh-ins and, the press conferences up to the fight. And then there'll actually be a last one right after the fight.
Awesome. KJ, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thanks, man.